So I just wanted to post a video of a garage loft build that I did. I've been seeing quite a few of these videos pop up on the YouTubes, so figured I would throw this out there for ideas for anyone looking for something similar. So currently I have a 24-foot wide pole building. It's actually an addition to an existing garage. And I figured with the amount of headroom that I had, I would take advantage of some of that and build myself a little loft. So first bit was just showing me attaching the ledger, single 2x12, attached with these GRK structural lag screws. So I went with a single just for the fact it's only spanning about 4.5 feet or so, as you can see, from edge of garage door opening to that center block out to the other edge. I also threw some blocking in underneath that ledger to the top of the garage door header, so it's transferring that load all the way down. So didn't really see the need to double it up. And this bit here is just showing me constructing the 6x6 post for the front header portion of the loft, obviously to support that. I opted to basically just make my own, just because 6x6s are about over $50, and constructing this probably cost me about less than 20. So I constructed this out of 3 2x6s, and it was actually a 5/4 by 6 deck board I'd laying around. So that actually got me a little over 5.5 inches. So eventually I had to plane this down to fit in that Simpson bracket on top of that concrete pier. But I saved $30. I didn't really see any negatives about building my own. Plus, I believe they're more dimensionally stable. As you can see in the pole building, I used standard pressure treated 6x6s, and after 2 years are splitting, checking, even warping a little bit. So going with a nice kiln dried lumber if you don't need the pressure treated. I like just doing this option. So I basically just glued and screwed it, standard liquid nails construction adhesive. So I did basically 2 halves, 2 layers on one side, 2 layers on the other side, glued and screwed those, and then gluing and screwing both of those together. And then you'll see I have the lip for supporting the header. Again, use the same GRK structural screws. I forget how many I used, but I spaced them probably about a foot apart or so. And you can see here, just had to plane down that end to get it to fit in that bracket. Also, to determine that lip for supporting the header, I had a string line. Basically, everything went off that front ledger board. I took it as low as I could with the garage door opener, factored in, leveled that out to that temporary joist that I have on the right side, and then string line in between that to determine my notch, where that had to be located. And just trying to get it plumbed as best I could. So the attachment there, and you can see the header will be supported on those continuous 2x6s. Over on this side, I threw up a temporary block just to support that 2x12 since you're working alone. So it's nice just to have that to catch and support it temporarily. And just a few temporary screws to support it. So this bit here was a little bit of fun trying to get that 2x12 up and over that garage door opener. I didn't feel like taking it down, and I didn't want to put too much load on that garage door rail, but I figured it out. So in the center, I threw up a temporary joist. Once I took an average measurement, it was overall pretty consistent. I think it might have varied by a 1/4 inch to the left. So took an average measurement, cut that center joist, and attached that to pull everything together and get that center support post plumb. And see me doing that here. And of course, marking out the layout for the joists. This was only an 8-foot span, so I used a 2x8. And you can see I aligned them with the bottom of the header, bottom of the ledger. Mainly being I wanted to get as much headroom as possible on the loft. But obviously I needed 2x12s to span that distance for that header, while also being able to clear the garage door opener rail. So 2x8, 16s, bone center, nothing different here. So the joist hangers, I just had those up temporarily. And I came back after the fact and I used 2 structural GRK screws for the diagonals, and then I nailed the other diagonals, and then to the face flange, all Simpson nails. The reason I used the 2 screws is I liked how they suck everything together, whereas the nails is sort of hard to get everything pulled into each other. And on the header end, you'll notice I only have a single 2x12 right now, and that was just, again, for the fact to get some screws and nails, as well as with the hanger. And you can see now I'm getting ready to attach a second 2x12. Lots of liquid nails and screws, and makes a nice, sturdy, continuous beam. This is me drilling the holes for the carriage bolts. To support the header, I went with a 5/8 galvanized by, I believe, 10-inch long carriage bolt on each side, of course. I also have a 4x4 post that'll be going underneath that header to support it, just in case, but I don't see it going anywhere. So basically split this into halves, got the one half done, and just repeat on the left hand side. As well as doing it alone. Previously, you might have seen the lean-to, which me and a friend helped build, so that was a fun experience. And since then, I've definitely learned a lot to do this, so it's a nice, fun experience getting this done. Again, same methodology here. I believe I used 3 1/8 GRK structural screw on each joist. Like I said, suck everything together. And then just typical 3-inch galvanized nails to face nail each one of those joists. And up here, just laying down the sheathing, just a standard 19/32 OSB. And you'll notice on here, I didn't really go overboard on the attachment of the OSB to the joists. I know if I want a nice strong floor to glue and screw it, but I just basically put enough screws to hold the sheets in position. I was debating if I wanted to do blocking between the joists at the mid-span, kind of sturdy everything up. It seems fine how it is, but I just wanted to leave everything loose for the time being in case if I change my mind. That's just an overall view. You can see how the floor drops below the top of the header, which I actually like. If you have any loose items up there, you can easily keep them in place. So this is just a final view. Both the garage door openers installed, single shop light underneath there to get some lighting, plenty of headroom for your vehicle. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. So you also notice with the scissor truss to the center portion, I have a little over 7 feet of headroom. So there's still enough room to get up there, walk around, move around pretty easily. So overall, pretty happy with how that turned out. So thanks for watching. If you can hit like and subscribe, definitely appreciate it. All right, thanks.